Two trains travelling close together and the front one derails. What happens next? You'll need to keep watching to find out the outcome. Every year the Scottish Model Engineering Trust hold a barbecue weekend for members, guests and visitors from other clubs. Despite early morning heavy rain, the weather cleared up and gave us a brilliant day. There were many visiting engines from other clubs, together with a good turnout from our members. We have members who live all over the country. One of our regular drivers is Stuart, who came up with his friend Glyn and their wives from Carlisle for the weekend. However, they weren't the furthest travelled. That award was won by Andrew, who travelled all the way from the Outer Hebrides. Andrew has been a member for about a year. He caught the early morning ferry from Stornoway on the Isle of Lewis and drove down to Wester Pickston so that he could run his 5-inch gauge engine, Juno. Like many members, he stayed overnight on the Saturday, returning to Lewis on Sunday. Saturday night is always party time, with engines being driven in the dark, usually after a consumption of alcohol. There are always a few sore heads in the morning. If you're interested in owning your own engine, one of the ways you can do this is to build one from a kit. 2 kit-built locos from Station Road Steam were running. One, a visiting engine, was an 060 Feldbahn. The other was completed a couple of months ago, is an 040 Stafford. Sandy, a SMET member, bought the kit unpainted and painted it himself. If you're interested in getting into the hobby, I've put a link to the company below. Another group of members running their engines over the weekend were from the 16mm section of SMET. These engines are 16mm scale, live steam, fired by gas and radio controlled. The track runs through a garden area beside the station and has a tunnel and girder bridge. Let's now describe the train incident that happened on Saturday afternoon. I was filming, sat on a carriage being pulled by Charlie and his steam loco. I had my camera mounted on an anti-vibration mount clamped to the back of the carriage and was filming Adrian, a visiting driver, who was controlling Stuart's new engine. We set off from the station on the tunnel route and everything was proceeding fine until the coach I was sitting on derailed and Charlie stopped the train. Adrian had very little time to react and the inevitable happened, leading Adrian to say, "Oh dear." Fortunately, no one was injured and no damage was done to either train. I was the cause of the derailment because I sat on the back of the coach monitoring the camera. The springing on our club carriages means that if there is only one passenger who sits at one end of the carriage, the other end becomes unweighted and prone to derailment. 2 people on the carriage sat at each end balances out the whole suspension. After the accident, when we were discussing how we were going to tell Stuart, Adrian did suggest that we say Charlie had backed into him. Burgers and sausages were cooked by Colin, ably assisted by Lorraine, who carried the cooked items to the buffet in the club room. Salads and home baking provided by the ladies of the club meant that no one went hungry. Many thanks to all the people who helped make it a very memorable weekend. If you want to see what it's like to drive our tracks, check out our last Open Day video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.